Welcome back. You're watching California Living, and I'm with John Conover, and we're here to talk about the screw cap phenomenon.
Screw cap wines, something new to California, but have been around, really around the world for quite a long time. We noticed an occurrence of a mold that occurs in corks about 7, 8, 9 years ago, and it affects about 6 to 7% of all wines. And as restaurateurs and as wine growers, we asked ourselves, why is that okay? And I don't know if you've ever been to a restaurant and experienced kind of a moldy off character in wine. And we asked ourselves, why is that okay? And decided with Gavin Newsom and Gordon Getty and myself that it wasn't okay.
Enough's enough. We're sick and tired of corky wines, wines that are tainted, wines that are sent back in restaurants.
And there isn't really much of an argument in favor of the cork, except that it's been around so long. And I said, well, if others are afraid to be first, I'm not.
So we looked for alternative closures, and this was, we released our first wine with screw caps years ago.
Okay, it's been a while then, yeah.
It has been, and people said it was revolutionary, which it was. It was very audacious to ask $160 for a screw cap bottle of wine.
All right.
But we felt it was important.
Everybody's done screw tops with inexpensive wines. The cheap $2.99 bottle of wine, that's what people equate. So we decided to take our best wine, the best wine we've ever produced.
So traditionally with the wine industry, I would imagine the cork is something everybody's become quite familiar with and fond of. How has the industry accepted this?
Well, I think kicking and screaming the industry has. If you think about it, cork is 200-year-old technology. And within the industry, we really thought every aspect of grape growing and winemaking and really updated all the processes that we've done. And what was left was the closure, was the sacred cork.
Okay.
And by us replacing the cork with screw cap, very controversial, an emotional subject for a lot of people. Interesting.
But I would imagine there are some environmental benefits from using a screw cap versus cork.
There are. Again, the wonderful trees in Portugal aren't having to give up their bark for us to use for wine. And just the ease of opening. I can't think of another beverage that we all enjoy that requires you to use a tool. Some people struggle with, even myself, to open. And we think that we're kind of killing two birds with one stone, the TCA issue and also the accessibility of the wine issue.
By reducing the stereotypical snobbery around wine, and I think simply having a screw top reduces people's inhibitions and elevates people's expectation that this is something they can appreciate, they can cherish, and they can connect with like they do when they open a can of Budweiser.
You said earlier, though, when we were talking outside, that you offer both.
We do offer both, so if you have a preference, cork or screw cap, you can make your own decision.
You have your own, and you can try both to see which one.
We recommend take it home, open them side by side, and see if you have a preference.
Okay, great. Well, let's try some of these wines. Tell me about the experience at PlumpJack and how you arrange it for your clients coming in.
Well, just like we taste wines ourselves, be in the production environment or over here in our tasting room. The first thing we do, of course, is unscrew the screw cap.
Okay.
And
see, wasn't that easy?
Very easy. So we're about to enjoy a glass of our 2002 PlumpJack Reserve Cabernet. And the first thing we do is we admire the color, look if it's deep, if it's rich, which it is. 2002
Gorgeous.
Was a wonderful year up here in Napa Valley. And then we swirl the wine around to volatilize the esters, to release the aromatics, because so much of wine is the beautiful nose that comes along with the wine. We'll smell that, and then give it a taste.
Okay.
Swirling around the inside of our mouths, coating our palates. And then we'll swallow the wine and taste the finish.
Nice.
Should be round, soft, approachable, and linger on your palate.
It's doing all that.
I guess we're doing our job.
It's wonderful.
Really, what we recommend is that people open the wines, a young wine, in the morning to enjoy in the evening, to allow it to open up. It's like a flower.
Really?
Open up and develop and breathe.
Really? Okay, that's an interesting tip. Anything else in terms of wine tasting and the experience for our viewers that they may be, coming here and trying something new and different for themselves?
I think it is enjoying the whole experience, the location, the wines, the weather, the people. It's a complete experience.
That's wonderful. Wonderful. Well, thanks again so
Thank
much.
You.
This
Thanks
is
so
wonderful.
much.
Up next, winemaker Tony Biaggi tells us what goes into making great wine. We'll be right back.